welcome everybody. This is Bo Adams from Unboundary in Atlanta with our weekly interview with Grant Lichtman. We're trying something new this week because Grant's actually in Atlanta. We are recording on photo booth on my computer rather than going through Skype. Grant, welcome.
It's great to be in Atlanta.
Tell us about your week, how things been.
It's been an extraordinary week. There's something in the water here in Atlanta, I think, that is stimulating educational innovation. I've had, I think, 4 school visits and the 5th today, and there's a lot going on here. As you know, you've been a big part of it. So I've had some great visits. There's some real strong brush fires burning at a number of schools. Schools trying. Working with their faculty to get them to sort of let go of their ownership of subject, creating new opportunities for student engagement. And I can probably run through a few of those. They're really some interesting things. I was so happy to see over at Woodward Academy, Shelley Paul, who we both know, sort of their director of innovation over there. And they've got some great collaborations starting where they're really leveraging student input into their innovation process. They've got a beta version of a design lab where students and teachers are coming together as teams to address issues of common interest and coming up with designs and ideas and prototyping ways to go forward. I think that's terribly exciting. We tend to leave the students out of the equation too often in all of this. Love It School is working forward on a number of different fronts with some exciting work that they're doing in design thinking, some changing around of classrooms, putting idea paint on the walls, teaching in different ways. And then I had a fabulous series of meetings with Brett Jacobson and the folks at Mount Vernon Presbyterian School who are just really rapidly innovating, completely aligning with a very innovative mission. Their faculty all focusing on a set of habits of mind as they redistribute and redirect their curriculum.
Fantastic. And last night you participated with us in EduSalon, which I think has been around for a couple of years, Atlanta area education innovators getting together. What do you think about that?
It's great. Obviously these schools on one level compete with each other for students, but on another level there's so much great sharing going on. You all getting together, you've known each other in different school settings, and folks are going off and becoming teachers and administrators at other schools, but still coming together once a month or once every 2 months to just share ideas and collaborate. I think that's one of the reasons the pot is rolling along pretty well here in Atlanta, and it bodes well for all the schools here.
Grant, last week in our interview we talked about process and people. We mentioned that we would come back to that question this week and talk about some programs. Are there particular programs that you've seen that you think are particularly better suited for getting students ready for the future they're going to inherit?
What comes to mind when you ask that is really the integration of different ways of thinking into existing curriculum. I think there's always going to be an importance in teaching content and that foundation of knowledge. But when you see teachers in classrooms evolving around, bringing in whether it's design thinking capability or in some way of stimulating that passion and creativity amongst the students so that content really solidifies in their heads because they care about it. The students at Woodward Academy in their environmental science class had gone out around their campus and looked for various opportunities, had seen some opportunities for sustainability issues, and they're prototyping solutions to those. There was an action item at the end, and these kids were passionate about the future of what their ideas were going to hold. And so, I think it's that integration of a different thinking process with the existing curriculum to enhance engagement and student ownership of the learning is what you see that it's not that difficult, and it really excites the learning space.
Yeah, I think that certainly matches with the research I've been doing the last 5 to 10 years, that when students feel like their work matters, that it's for a wider audience than just their teacher, and when they're working on something that they feel like is real world, it has relevance to them and the world they're in, it can really excite and motivate them at a different level than just being sponges for all the content knowledge that there is.
Well, and I think the kind of work that you're doing here at Unboundary is facilitating all that to the point that, again, going back to not to focus just on Woodward, but it just came to mind, that the students are going to teach a design thinking facilitation seminar to the faculty, because the faculty are excited about different ways of thinking how they can incorporate these. And now they're getting that, as you said earlier today, that revolution of the cyclicity speeding up. And that's what I think the students get so excited about, and that just solidifies in their mind the knowledge base that they need to have.
Well, that's great. Well, it's been great having you here this week and getting to see you so much. It was nice to sit side by side with you.
Hopefully it won't be too long before I get back to Atlanta. I'm excited.